Old bougie stuff, man. I mean, what am I supposed to do with it anyway? Doing the butt. I just wish you accept me for me, all right? And stop trying to turn me into a bushy snob like your tight father.
What did you just say?
Come on, baby, it ain't like I'm lying. Your father's so tight, he can back into a wall and suck out a brick.
Really? Well, why don't you stop trying to turn me into your mother?
Your mama. No. You could never be like my mother.
You're right about that, Martin. I can't grow a mustache.
Hang up, Tommy. We don't need him. We can do this, man. We're men. We can do this. Cole, how far apart are the attractions?
Every 10 seconds.
Heart rate.
Steady. Systolic and diastolic normal.
Cole, where'd you get that from?
Me and Moms was watching Doogie Howser last night.
Shut up, Cole. We're here. All right. Your ice for your mouth? The what? The mouth? Okay, I can dry. The mouth is dry? Okay, fine. Go ahead. It's all right. It's coming! It's coming! Wait, hold on, man. Where's the umbilical cord? Damn it, Tommy. We don't need an umbilical cord. This is TV.
Oh, yeah, girl. When I'm done with him, he won't know what hit him. Trust.
Pam, a Doberman will always turn on you.
Okay, girl, I gotta go. All right, bye.
If you grew up in the 90s, you probably know The Martin Show. It aired from 1992 to 1997. I feel like I had endless laughs watching that show. The show became a household name and it highly boosted Martin's career. The cast: Martin, Gina, Pam, Cole, Tommy, Stan, Broman, they were all awesome. In its first season, the show had over 11 million viewers. The sitcom was a bright spot of the 90s television. On the last season of Martin, Gina was not on the show, and it caused fans to wonder what happened. The show came to an abrupt halt after season 5. It was revealed that Tisha Campbell, aka Gina, filed a lawsuit against Martin Lawrence and HBO, the sitcom's production company, citing there was sexual harassment and verbal abuse. According to the lawsuit, Tisha was hospitalized due to the stress. According to Tisha, Martin would constantly subject her to unwanted sexual advances, which only got worse once she got engaged to Dwayne Martin. She also alleged that Martin Lawrence would grope her when they filmed scenes in bed, to the point where she asked the writing team not to write anymore, and he attempted to kiss her with tongue. It was also alleged that Martin, who was an executive producer on Martin, would also regularly be verbally abusive to the rest of the cast, sometimes threatening to get them fired. After Gina quit the show, HBO filed a lawsuit to get her to return to the show pending a union arbitration hearing on the harassment charges. Tisha countersued, alleging repeated harassment. The lawsuit included a season-by-season account of Martin's escalating mistreatment and obsession, which it said started in the first season when Tisha consistently turned down Martin for dates. Tisha also claimed in the suit that HBO executives had long-standing knowledge of Martin's treatment of her, but failed to do anything about it. Tisha did return to the show and did the last episode, but under the condition that she did not have to share scenes with Martin, which I imagine was awkward. On the last episode, she was talking on the phone with Martin. Martin and Tisha knew each other before The Martin Show. They did the 1990 movie House Party. She played Sydney, and Martin played Bilal. Some years later, they appeared in the movie Boomerang. Martin and Tisha formed a friendship. Martin told Tisha that if he should ever get his own show or his next starring role, he would want her to play his wife or girlfriend. Martin did in fact get his own show, and he contacted Tisha. At the time, Tisha had gotten a show of her own as well. He went to persuade her to come to his show, where he saw Tichina Arnold, aka Pam. Tisha and Tichina, they were friends. Martin asked Tichina to audition also, and she got the role of Pam. That show was so great. I wish it was still on today. That was a hilarious show. After the heartbreaking news of Thomas Ford's death, aka Tommy, in 2016, the cast reunited for his funeral. This brought Martin and Tisha back on speaking terms after years of not speaking to each other. After the lawsuit, there were people who were accusing Tisha of lying in the lawsuit. Martin Lawrence denied the allegations against him, and it seems that most people took his side. They were asked about a reboot of the show. Following the 2022 BET Awards in Los Angeles, Tisha revealed that the chances of a reboot would prove difficult because the show is missing Tommy Ford. Yeah, it definitely wouldn't be the same without Tommy. She said Tommy is not with us, so that's a little hard to say. It really is too hard. We would miss him so much. We'll never say never, like Martin says, but it's just too hard to see ourselves without him. That would be tough. Tommy was the level-headed best friend of Martin throughout the show's entirety. It would be hard watching it and not seeing him in there. It would be kind of heartbreaking. A few years ago, Martin did an interview with Zach Baron. He was asking Martin why the show Martin ended. He replied, "Well, how can I say this? It was just time to end. Let's just put it that way. It was just at that time." There was some things that was being said. Baron interrupted him and asked if he was talking about Tisha Campbell's lawsuit. Martin said, yeah. At the time of the interview, Baron brought up the fact that he noticed that they had been spending time together lately. Martin replied by saying, because none of that was true. It was all a lot of BS. Baron asked Martin whether or not Tisha and him ever talked about the lawsuit. And Martin replied, "We don't need to talk about something that just didn't happen. So I just decided to walk away from the show. I decided to end it. People said that I got canceled, but that wasn't the case. I decided to just leave the show." Baron then asked him if he understands Tisha's perspective differently now than he did then. Martin said, "I love Tisha. I've seen her then and now and then, always with nothing but love. I have nothing but love for her, and I always have." On the talk, Tisha said she was surprised by Martin's comments. She said, "I can't go into much detail about the past because there was a confidentiality agreement, so the gag order says no. But what I can say is I was actually kind of shocked." Tisha said after contemplating how she should react, she contacted Martin herself. He was like, "Yeah, T, don't read into what it is. There's a lot of people that's trying to bring up the past and trying to make it news today. But you know, T, we're good. I love you and I love your family." Martin went on his Instagram and he wrote in a caption, "Regardless of the past or any misrepresentation of it in the press, I have nothing but love for Tisha, then and now. We are good and always will be." He ended it using the hashtags Team Marty Mar and You Go Girl. Tisha replied to the post, writing in a comment, "You go boy, my fam for life." While doing her interview on The Talk, Tisha added that her and Martin had gone to lunch in recent years and spoke about everything. She said at the end of it, it was nothing but laughter and healing. Martin and Gina was a great duo. That show will forever be in our hearts.